Alright, so this is day 44, using intercepts to graph. Today your objective is that you will identify intercepts, and then you're going to use those to graph lines using those intercepts. Okay, so intercepts, let me just remind you what they are. We have the x-axis and the y-axis. Right, can you all imagine an x and y-axis right now? Yes?
Yeah.
Good, so we have the x and the y. So let's say we had a line that went through there, right? Let's say it looked like this, okay? Alright, so the x-axis, we have two intercepts. We have the x-intercept would be where it crosses the x-axis, which is right about there. The y-axis intercept would be here. So this is your y-intercept, okay? So this is your x-intercept. And this one is your y-intercept. Right? So raise your hand if this looks familiar to you. Okay? So x-intercept is like where it crosses. So we have like, let's say this was 0, 0 right here, and we were counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our x-intercept would be, you know, x is equal to 6, or you could even say this is 6, 0, right? That's the actual ordered pair that's there. Y-intercept, we could count off. We could go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then we would say this is y is equal to 7, or 0, 7. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, so here are the steps. If you're in the video, you should pause the video and write these down. Okay, and here we go. We're going to continue on here. Identify the x and y intercepts, and we're going to graph. So I graphed this first one for you. I left the graph there because I wanted you to see the connection, okay? This first one's already graphed for us, but how do you figure out what the x and y intercept are? So if you want to find the x-intercept, let's start. Well, actually, step one, it's saying to find the y-intercept. It doesn't. We need to make x equal to 0. So watch what I do up here. We need to find the y-intercept first. So in order to do that, we need to set x equal to 0. So I'm going to rewrite the equation, but instead of x, I'm going to write down 0. Okay, you see how it's 3x, but instead I'm doing 3 times 0. We got minus 2y is equal to 6, okay? Then I ask myself, what's 3 times 0, everyone? 0. 0 minus 2y is negative 2y over 6, and that is equal to 6. And then how do I get y by itself? What do I do? Divide by negative 2, right? So y is equal to what? Negative 3. Okay, so that's my y-intercept. And then the x-intercept, you're going to do the same thing, except this time we're not going to set x equal to 0. We're going to set y equal to 0. So we're going to copy this down. We got 3x minus 2y, and instead of y, I'm going to put in 0, is equal to 6, okay? So 3 times x, so we got negative 2 times 0 is 0, plus 3x is going to be 3x, which is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 3, and we get x is equal to 2. Okay? So if our y-intercept is negative 3, we go to the y-intercept down here. You see how this is where the line crosses over here? X-intercept's here at 2. You see that's where it crosses down here? And then you would graph it. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah. That's all we're doing today, is figuring out what's the x and the y intercepts, or what are the x and y intercepts, and then how do you graph it, okay? Make sense? Okay, cool. Number 2, let me do it one more time. I'm going to go a little more quickly. Eyes up at the screen. So we got negative 5x plus 6y equals 60. So we're going to do the y-intercept first in this case. Step 1. We're going to set x equal to 0, so it's going to be negative 5 times 0. Right? Instead of x, I'm putting 0. Plus 6y is equal to 60. Okay? And then we got 5 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 6y is 6y. 6y is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 6. So y is equal to 10. Okay, that's your y-intercept. Your x-intercept is going to be your x-intercept is going to be when we set y equal to 0. So we got negative 5x plus 6y is equal to 60. Okay, so instead of y this time, I should have put in 0. So I'll go back a moment and switch that out. And I'm going to take out that y and I'm going to put in 0. And that's going to be equal to 60. And then ask myself, what's 6 times 0? 0. 0 minus 5x is negative 5x, which is equal to 60. Divide both sides by negative 5. So x is equal to negative 12. Okay? So I got two intercepts. So I'm going to go to the y-axis. I'm going to put 10 down. So I'm looking at my y-axis. I'm counting up to 10 right here. And I'm going to put a point there. And then I'm going to do my x-axis at negative 12. Put a point to the left here. And then draw a line to kind of looks like it, right? Put arrows at the end and I'm done. And that's how you do number 2. Does that make sense? Okay, so the goal is to identify the x and y axis by calculating it and graphing it. Okay? So today is what day? Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay, cool. So let's just have the next students that we're supposed to talk. Let's have the 2s talk next. 2s are going to teach the rest of the group about number 1. Okay, and then when they're done, 3s are going to talk to the rest of the group about number 2. If you don't have a 2, let's have a 4 talk. If you don't have a 3, let's have a 1 talk. Ready, set, go. Okay, so let's do a couple more here. Number 3, okay, let's write down number 3, please. Shh, number 3. I'll put a little line to divide here. Okay, so we're doing number 3 right now. Okay, so turn to your neighbors, tell them, how would you find the y-intercept of this? What would you do? Okay, good. So we're going to take x and change it to 0. Shh. Okay, what's negative 6 times 0? 0 minus 8y. Good. Okay, what do we do next, everyone? Divide by negative 8. Good. So y, what's our y-intercept going to be equal to?
Negative 3.
Good, negative 3. Great. So then on our graph, we're going to go to negative 3 on the y-intercept and draw that. Did I do this right here? Did I graph my y-intercept correctly, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
Well, not yet.
No.
I'm just making sure you're awake. Am I graphing it correctly?
No.
No. What should I have done?
Wait until you get to
Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to make it negative 3. Okay, good. I got it. Right? Did I do it right this time?
No.
It's negative 3. What are you talking about? Negative 2, negative 3.
It's on the x.
Oh, dang it, man. I suck at this. What do I do? Where do I put it? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Now I'm good. Is that good? Okay, good. I just want to make sure. I'm going to make mistakes sometimes on purpose and sometimes not on purpose. But I always want you to check my work because I might be wrong. Okay, next one. How do I check my x-intercept, everyone?
Put 0.
Good. Okay, let's do that. So we got negative 6x minus 8 times 0 because we're replacing 0 with y, or y with 0. And then we got 24 here. What's 8 times 0, everyone?
0.
Good. What's negative 6x minus 0? Good. Then what do we do to solve for this? By what? Okay, good. So x is equal to? Good. Okay, so I'm going to go to negative 4 and plot my point. Okay, I'm going to use a blue point. Okay, did I do it right?
No.
Is that right?
No.
Oh, okay. Right here? 4? No. Okay, right here. Is that right? Man, I'm just not getting it today. Is that good? Okay, good. Sorry, I'm challenging you. Okay. And of course, we draw a line. I know it's hard to concentrate after the drill, but let's get through this. One more problem, okay? Ready? Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I know some of you are like, oh, let's just ignore one side. It's important that you still work out the problem because sometimes it's like it's going to be more complex. For these, they're easy, so you could just ignore one of the x or the y. Okay, so here we go. Okay, number 4. By yourselves. in your groups. I'll give you 2 minutes. Ready, set, go. Okay, good. So here we go. This is what I would do. Eyes up here. So I would have taken 8x to find my y-intercept and said 8 times 0 plus 7y is equal to 28. And of course you get 7y is equal to 28. So y is equal to what? 4. And then the next one we got, we're going to change y to 0, so it's going to be 8x. Instead of y being y, we're going to make it 0. So we got 8x is equal to 28. So x is equal to what? Well, we have to divide both sides by 8. What goes into both 28 and 8, everyone? 4, good. So x is equal to 7 halves, right? Which is equal to 3 and 1/2. That's our x-intercept. Good. So then you should plot a point like this. You should all have a graph because the whole point of this is to graph it. And of course, this is what it looks like. Okay. And since we are out of time because of the shortened period, that's the end of the lesson. Okay. So we're gonna. Shh. We're not done yet. That's the end of the lesson.